Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. We're live in the TechOdyssey studio again. I'm no longer in Los Angeles. I gotta say, it looked kind of better than this mess. I might have to church things up a little bit. Today I want to talk about the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, and I've been meaning to make this video for a while because I want to talk about, does it stand a chance? I mean, we've got Samsung, we've got folding phones, we've got iPhones. There's a lot of stuff floating around out there, and Google is coming back trying to hit a home run with the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro, presumably this month, October. And we're going to talk about the feasibility of that phone, or those phones, in this video. But before we get into that, I do want to say, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out, because I put out videos every single day. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the phones now. Make sure you watch to the end because, I don't know, that'd be great. Anyway, so let's talk about the phones. So, Pixel, made by Google, they make some pretty decent phones for the most part. The Pixel 5 and the Pixel 5a were kind of a departure, a step back. The Pixel 4, they were trying to make a premium, like, compete with Samsung kind of Android phone. And it didn't really do that well, to be honest. And the Pixel 4a, I think they were really surprised by how well that one performed. But then the Pixel 5 was like a Snapdragon 765. The Pixel 5a, Snapdragon 765. Pixel 4a 5G, Snapdragon 765. I'm no investigator here, but there seems to be a recurring theme. Well, they went back to the drawing board. Apparently this is 4 years in the making. They have their own chip, kind of. It's the Tensor chip, and that's what they're calling it. I think it's a terrible name, by the way. But anyway, they've got this Tensor chip. Yeah, they've got the Titan chip for security. I mean, that's cool. Why are they, I mean, I get it. They use Tensor for other things, so I guess to kind of stick with the naming. But either way, they could have come up with something better, I think, like the Awesome chip or something. So the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, it's actually, the Tensor chip is a Samsung Exynos processor, which actually has the cores designed, different AI enhanced cores and things like that to optimize for like artificial intelligence, machine AI, learning, all that stuff. So that's what Google's kind of known for. A lot of software optimization, a lot of different features, a lot of things you don't typically see when it comes to Samsung, when it comes to Sony, when it comes to OnePlus, and the landscape is definitely thinning. And if anyone, Google has the money and the horsepower to finance this operation. So there's a couple different things that they need to do. They need to stand apart. People are tired of the same old, same old. Samsung sales have been down drastically over the last 2 years. Now they've got this whole flip and folding thing going on for them, which is cool. I think most people recognize this as kind of a neat, novel thing. So there seems to be some cracking in the ice or the glass of the slab phone world, especially on the Android side. Apple is kind of just saturating their market now, but Google, I think, stands a chance. And clearly you look at OnePlus, they're kind of receding, they're retreating a little bit. No more Oxygen OS, going with Color OS, trying to get more on board with, I guess, what Oppo is doing, who is their parent company. So taking a look now, Google is coming back, more marketing, more money than they've ever spent before. And I think the last time they spent this much money, or the equivalent, was like the Pixel 2 series phones. You don't go places typically and see Google Pixel billboards. You don't see a lot of Pixel commercials, but they're really, a lot of people recognize that they're going after it this time. So they need to market. One, they've got to make sure people know about the phone. So that's key number one. Got to market. Two, you got to stand out. So this marketing has to be geared around this phone that catches people's attention, whether that's through the eyes, whether that's through the, at least, you know, performance that's supposed to be there when it comes to the camera, Google services, something. They have to stand apart, because if they can't, why just buy a Samsung? So that's the thing. They have to set themselves apart from Samsung, which is really hard to do because they both use Android. Thankfully, Google always relies on stock Android. So having stock Android to some people means a lot, because there's a lot. There's like layers of stuff that is on top of each other when it comes to Samsung and One UI. I kind of like it. Stock Android usually feels kind of boring to me, but there are lots of different benefits to it, especially when you've got Google. You get the Google Call Assistant. You get all sorts of great things with them. So when you look at that, when you look at the integrations, when you look at how the operating system is built out, remove those levels of complexity and give people a stock high performance version. There are some things there, but I don't think that that's something that usually catches people's eye when they go into the store, especially since half the time they're not on store floor space. So that's another thing. They need to market, they need to catch people's attention, they need to get these things out into carrier stores so somebody can walk in and get a good carrier deal. A lot of people are not going to go to Google store website and buy these as soon as they launch. So you got to get people's attention, you got to advertise, you got to get them in store shelves. And I've talked to some other people. If you know Pixel stuff, you've probably seen my friend's channel, technically speaking, Scott Peachy, the Lord Peachy. Him. I think he sucks. But either way, he does make Pixel videos. So he's talked about this. I've talked about this. They need to be aggressive with trade-in deals. I don't care if you got like a Samsung Galaxy S8. They better give you like $500 or $600. They need to be handing these things out the door. And I've never understood this because Google has billions of dollars. They make billions and billions of dollars. They're filthy stinking rich, and they don't ever throw any of that at trying to invade the smartphone space and make a dent, make a mark, make people recognize the household name and want to buy them. So everybody knows, like, Google is everywhere. You would think that being the author of Android, you would think that having the namesake of Google and the trademark, the logos, everything, that they would use some of that horsepower and money, and they don't. So look, clearly they're putting some money in this. Put more money, Google. Like, if you have more money out there and you've got a rainy day fund for like marketing and convincing people to buy your phone, use it for trade-in deals, because if you don't, people won't buy your phones. I'm just telling you right now, there's going to be all sorts of people that look at these phones and go, wow, these new cameras are stunning. Wow, this looks cool. Hey, this Tensor chip looks pretty fancy. Oh, you got a 6.7 and a 6.4 inch screen on the regular and the Pro. You got enhanced refresh rates. That's great. Samsung and Apple are giving me a phone for free. So I hope you do well, and I'm really proud of you guys for stepping up your A game. And then they're going to find a salesman that says, oh yeah, those things are cool. They took good pictures, but the Samsung takes really good pictures too, and so does the iPhone. And if you trade in your 4-year-old phone, we'll give you one for free. So unless you can compete with that, and that's really the biggest thing. I mean, like I talked to my buddy Scott, this is really what it comes down to. If they can't get people to convert, it doesn't matter how nice something looks, they're not going to buy the beach house. Just an analogy there. You drive by, you see the beach house, and you're like, wow, that's like $300,000. It's expensive. It looks nice, but I'm not going to buy it. But I like it. It looks cool. And I feel like that's really where we're going to be here. So they've got to get these things out in people's hands. They got to catch people's attention. They got to market them. And they got to get people to buy them by converting them through trade-ins aggressively. And of course, the last thing is they can't screw it up. There can't be bugs. There can't be overheating issues. There can't be problems. This Tensor chip doesn't have to be running at 3.5 gigahertz, but it has to be able to be consistent, reliable, good battery life. The refresh rates are going to be nice. You're going to have 120 hertz on the 6.7 inch Pro model, Quad HD Plus. You're going to have 90 hertz with a flat screen on Full HD Plus, 6.4 inch on the regular model. I think these things are going to be competitive, but specs are not what make phones competitive. That's not what makes them sell. Most people that walk in, they want to know what Android version it's running. They want to know what the cameras look like. They want to know what the battery's like. And are they going to get a good deal? So those are the things they got to do. Hopefully they do it. I really hope so, because LG is gone. They closed up shop in April of this year, sadly. RIP LG. OnePlus, clearly not doing well. They're retreating. They're pulling back. They're not even having a T model this year. Samsung, they're having issues, but they're still number one. And you look at other big guys around the globe, Huawei, Xiaomi, they're not really competing over here. Sony doesn't sell their stuff in carriers. They charge too much money. Motorola just isn't competing in that space. So there's not a lot left. Like, Samsung and Apple are just running amok with the sales and the market share, and we need a viable number three. And it's like you keep seeing these number threes. They go like this and that, and one edges one out, one goes away. There's just not much left anymore, and we need competition. We need competent, capable, well-made phones that are out there with great support and services that give us a reason to keep the other guys on their toes, to drive competition, to quit letting them take away things like expandable storage, IR blasters, headphone jacks. Like, there's all sorts of things out there that keep disappearing from these phones, chargers and boxes. I mean, I think Pixel's even doing that this time. And you know what? Whatever. I'm sick of this. You should give people a charger with their phone. Fight me over it. I don't care. Anyway, so that's all in this video. I think the phone can be viable. Google has to do those things. They got to turn people's heads, get their attention. They got to market. They got to have aggressive trade and stuff. It has to work, and they got to get them in carrier stores. If they can do those things, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll have the best year they've ever had when it comes to sales, and hopefully that will be very encouraging for them and the rest of the market. So people will be like, look, they've got good phones over there, and we should go buy them. So that's all I've got in this video. That's it. I'm done talking. But if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. I'm always making them. If you have questions or comments, sound those off. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about how Scott Peachy sucks. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 of you that'll get that. We're actually friends. I don't really admit that. Usually very much in person, but he's a great guy. Go subscribe to his channel too. Tell him I sent you. Tell him I said he sucks. So that's all I've got in this video. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you watched to the end. If you did, you got to see me tell Scott Peachy he sucks. So if not, well, you never saw this. So that's all I've got in this video. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.